Wolfkeen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of Wolfkeen's Thoughts. What the hell, Valve? No, seriously, what the hell is going on right now? I really want to know, because these newest decisions that you've made with your guard system for protecting users is honestly screwing over a lot of users like myself. Now, let me explain what I'm talking about. As of late, Steam started activating, or Valve started implying this new system called Steam Guard and Steam Mobile Authenticator. Now, I can completely understand the prospect of this. It's supposed to help protect accounts from being, like, scammed, hacked, phishing accounts, and various other things of that nature, and I can completely understand the system. As a matter of fact, I have my account through Steam, from Steam Guard using my email. I use my email to basically be protected from like trades or anything of that, like purchasing from the market, stuff of that nature. I completely understand why Valve is trying so hard to protect their users, especially considering that many people get hacked as far as maybe like, I don't know, 10, 20,000 times a day. That's a bad thing. So of course they're going to try to set up a system to basically protect their users. However, my biggest problem with this system is that it punishes those who are actually legit, like myself. The reason why I say it like that is because, okay, the email thing is completely easy for anyone to do. Go to Gmail, go to Yahoo, go to Hotmail, go to any website that offers email, and there you go. Create an email, there you go. Link it to your Steam, there you go. You have email protection now. That makes sense. Anybody can do that, and that works because it's not that hard to get to. Making an email is free. The Steam Mobile Authenticator, unfortunately, is not free unless you already own a smartphone. What I mean by this is that, let's think about it this way. Here is what's considered a smartphone. This runs many people around $100 for a one-time payment, of course, but there are other more varying quality of phones that are a little higher, like, you could pay $200 or even $300 for a phone, a better version of, like, say, this phone, and get like a newer one with better apps and other stuff of that nature. That can run a person quite a lot of money. Let's be honest, guys. Phones can run people quite a lot of money, especially if it's phones with plans where you have to pay $40, $50, or $60 a month to basically pay for your service. Now, that ain't a problem for many people who have the income to do that. But for someone like me who doesn't really have the biggest income in the world, I can only really afford cheap phones and basically cheap plans. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is for one simple reason. Steam Mobile Authenticator makes it that you have to enable a mobile phone, link it to your Steam account, and only then will you be able to enjoy the full benefits of your Steam account. What this means is that if you don't have your phone linked up to the Steam Mobile Authenticator, you will have to wait 3 days to do trades, even with friends. Unless your friend has like the Steam Mobile Authenticator linked to theirs, but even then you would have to wait 3 days to get it, like, the trade to go through perfectly. And I think that's right crap. Why should you punish people for not owning a smartphone? Why should these people be punished for not owning something like this? Now, I know what many people will probably say, oh, maybe those people are kids or teenagers who can't afford the phones. In a sense, I could see where you're coming from, but at the same rate, why should people like that be punished if they have Steam? Are you telling me that a 16 or 17-year-old is not allowed to have Steam? What if that teenager only plays games, say, like platformers or something like that? Granted, I know that doesn't fall into the trade system, but you get where I'm coming at. Why should people that don't own smartphones be punished so viciously for not having a smartphone? And what makes it worse, this smartphone idea, is that Windows phones, the one I currently own, is not supported. So you're telling me I paid $100 for this phone. I mainly use it for talking and texting with those that I'm close to, or for emergency cases. Steam Mobile Authenticator set up its system. I'm like, oh, I've got a smartphone. It's easy for me. I could just set it up on my phone. There's no support for Windows phones whatsoever, and Valve has zero plans to set up said system for Windows phones. To basically put it in shorter terms, this means that if I wanted to activate Steam Mobile Authenticator on a phone, I would have to ditch this one or keep this as a landline phone, like only one that I can use for online purposes unless you actually need a phone number, and then buy another smartphone which will run me like $100, $150 in order for me to use Steam Mobile Authenticator. So because I've decided to use the Windows phone instead of a normal Android phone, well, you get punished. You don't get to use Steam Mobile Authenticator, and now you have to wait 3 days to trade. Now, I was able to live with the 3-day trade system. It didn't bug me too much because I wasn't desperate for some of the items that I wanted to trade for. But Valve did something recent that honestly comes off as crap. Let me explain. I probably showed at the beginning of the video, they are implementing a new system as of March 9th. If you make any sales or purchases on the market on Steam, like the marketplace, which is throughout a slew of many games, Payday 2, TF2, Path of Exile, H1Z1, and various other games of that nature, all of these games that have a long list of purchases that you can buy through the market from either player trades or otherwise, items that you could sell or buy. If you don't have the Steam Mobile Authenticator, which I can't because this is a Windows phone and they don't support Windows phones, you have to wait 15 days to buy or sell from the market. And if you cancel any of your pending trades or anything like that from the market, you have to wait 7 extra days in order for you to actually go back into trading. That's 21 possible wait days that you would have to do to actually get something going. Do you not see a major problem with this? If this system was implemented in the way it is, and many people like myself who can't use Steam Mobile Authenticator, it means that you can only make 2 major purchases from the Steam market per month. Meaning, unless you buy everything you need right there and then, or maybe you're someone like me who buys segmented, be like, okay, they don't have what I have right now, they have what I have right there, let's buy it. You would have to wait 15 days for you to get like that 1, 2, maybe 3 items. And the fact that you can only do like 2 of these trades a month, that means you can only do 24 trades a year, well, purchases on the Steam market. Whether you're buying from the market or you're selling from the market, you can only do it like 2 times a month, basically. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but 15 days is a lifetime. Especially considering that, say you put your item up for sale on the market, because, you know, some people actually do make profit off the market. Say, like, you got something from the game or you unbox something from TF2. You don't want it anymore. You're going to sell it to the market and allow it and basically get some cash back for it. When you get the cash back for it, you can either buy something else from the market, or maybe you want to buy a game. Like, you know, sell that $40 cosmetic you have and go buy yourself Fallout 4 or something like that. You're going to have to wait 15 days. And think about it. Prices don't always stay the same. Say you want to sell your item for $35. Everybody will be lowering and lowering and lowering their price to try to undercut each other, while yours is going to stay right there at $35 until it's finally posted on the market. And while yours is sitting at $35, the lowest price for that same item will probably drop to as far as $23. So that means you would have to cancel your basically item that you want to sell, wait 7 extra days, then put the item back on the market at a lower price, wait 15 days again, and then hope to God that the item is still in a low enough price that someone will actually purchase it. Do you not see how monotonous that could be for someone that doesn't have Steam Mobile Authenticator? This is what breaks the Steam Mobile Authenticator system. I get that they're trying to protect people from phishing accounts, hackers, and other stuff like that. But if you're going to set up a system like this, don't punish the users who are actually legit. Like, look at me. I have an email authenticator. Does that mean anything anymore? Because it seems like, oh, the email means nothing, but the phone authenticator, that's the one you really need. But you have a Windows phone, so get that out of here and go get yourself an actual Android phone. I'm probably going to sound like an extremist here, but hear me out for a second. Valve has been moving into protecting users from hackers, phishers, and otherwise. They've added this system where they protect their users through Steam Mobile Guard, where 3 days you have to wait for trade. Now they're moving into the market where you have to do 15 days. You have to wait 15 days to buy or sell from the community market. What's to say that this wouldn't bleed into the actual Steam market? Imagine that they put purchase holds or purchase limits on the Steam purchases on the Steam site. Imagine, oh, you don't have mobile authenticator or anything like that. They decide to put your purchase of, say, I don't know, The Witcher 3 on a 3-day freeze until they can authenticate your account in other ways because you don't have Steam Mobile, authenticator. And then once they feel like your account is completely copacetic, then you can have your copy of The Witcher 3. I know this sounds extremist as all hell, but it wouldn't be that far-fetched if it happened. And if it does, that's going to be the final nail in Steam's coffin. Steam is one of the greatest, platforms when it comes to this kind of stuff, no doubt. But if they keep doing what they're doing, punishing the actual people that are legit, just because they don't have a so-and-so thing that'll cost them a lot of money, they're going to lose a lot of valuable customers in many situations. And I know some people will say, oh, doesn't affect me. I already have a phone and other stuff like that. You got to think about the bigger picture in situations like this. Like I said, think of people who can't afford good smartphones. Because let me say this right now, not all smartphones are able to run the same programs because either they need more RAM or otherwise, meaning you're going to have to pay more money for that. This is the big problem I have. A person's probably going to have to pay minimal $100 for a smartphone just to get Steam Mobile Authenticator. And who would pay $100 just for a phone so they can still use their Steam account in a proper way? I sure as hell wouldn't. I use my phone for other things, not just Steam. I don't want to throw away my Windows phone all because Steam doesn't work on it. I like my Windows phone. But because I'm using a Windows phone, I get screwed. So, fuck me, right? There's not much else I can say on this front. I really hate this system that Valve is implementing. And I really, really hope some people actually bring up their thoughts on this. And I really hope Valve listens. They need to figure out a better system for those who don't have viable smartphones. The email system I felt was a good idea and it was free. Everybody could do that. The smartphones are not free. You're going to have to pay quite a lot to get a good smartphone that would probably run the app that you would need. And like I said, I don't know many people who have the income to dump 50, 100, 150, 200 on a phone just so they can use Steam on it. So with that said, go ahead and leave your comments down below on your thoughts on this topic, and we will discuss it down in the comment section down below. So until next time, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, guys, take care.